Hi Gemini, here's a general look at your solar chart for September 2013. Now, there's a feel of being in and around base of operations, whether you're at home or you're not. It could be a neighborhood that you're familiar with or not, but your gaze will tend to be a little bit more inwards. However, you're still in a very chatty mood. You might be online a lot. You could be toing and froing more, or maybe just in your head. Lot going on in your mind, maybe out there doing your favorite thing, gathering information, maybe broadcasting information, sharing it with others, connecting with others, socializing. But there's this feeling at the core of you that you are a little bit within the castle walls, as it were, and that's where you feel kind of most comfortable. So maybe there's a lot going on from some sort of base or outwards into the world, like I'm doing here, or maybe it's you taking little sort of coffee spoons of amounts of doing your favorite sort of thing, which is running around and connecting up with others, or being very much in the stream of information exchange, and then just pulling up the drawbridge when you feel like it. But whatever's going on, feelings can be nearer the surface at this time. You can be having more connection with family members as well. Certain interchanges may stir up things to do with the past, or touch a nerve in another kind of a way, and it can be, as I said, a very mentally busy time. And that's from, just taking that from where the sun is, really. But then the sun moves into a brighter, more extrovert, more upbeat area, and you feeling, that sort of mischievousness, that sparkle comes into your eye. I call this the house of fun. You can feel just more appreciated, maybe, and more up for getting out there in some way or other and enjoying yourself and shining your light in whatever way. Maybe it's not getting out there, maybe it's doing something else, but you just really enjoy it because you are feeling your creative core. This position of the sun allows you to feel your creative core more, to feel your inner child more. So there could be more socializing on that sort of playful level starting there. In fact, it could be starting before there, because when Mercury, your ruling planet, moves on the 9th, Mercury has already gone in there ahead of the Sun. The Sun doesn't get in there until the 23rd. So there's likely to be increased communications with children, maybe for some of you, animals, pets, young people, or romantic partners, or it can be if you are feeling like you could be more in speculative mood and feeling like you are setting something up which is going to be entertaining, which is going to be enjoyable for yourself and for others. More distractions along the way, more ideas kind of popping up like little light bulbs all around you, feeling more creative, as I said. And you could be more expressive, more persuasive at this time. So that's maybe good news for those of you, certain of you in a business kind of way, but also in your personal life. Because you're going to have Venus there, although Venus is only going to be there at the same time as Mercury between the 9th and the 11th. But Venus is in that area too for a while. In fact, Venus is in that area until the 11th. Venus is in this more creative, more playful mood, really, that Mercury will be, and so will the Sun. But not to sort of get too far away from this underlying energy just at the beginning of the month, more where you might feel as though you as I said, sort of pull up the drawbridge. You're within the castle walls, and that's where you're feeling most comfortable. That's where you're feeling most anchored. But there's only those very special partners or relatives, that can be in there with you. However, Mars is in an extremely outgoing area, so you will be, holding the phone in maybe one hand, metaphorically speaking, and maybe doing the cooking with the other, and DIYing with the other, or doing the garden with the other. So, it's basically what you do, in fact. But the energies are very much in this kind of mode in September. From the 11th, Venus moves into a more sort of service orientated area, so that then you will be more assisting others. You'll be more in the mood for assisting others there. But still, I think having, a laugh along the way and jokes and gossip because of whatever else is going on. Also, anything with health providers, you as the health provider or somebody providing for you. Co-workers, again, this is all favorably highlighted from the 11th onwards. And anything around health matters for somebody else as well. Socializing or a romantic encounter, or just a new contact who's going to maybe which is going to be very friendly and supportive, could happen, could center around an environment which is quite work orientated, or maybe sort of health orientated as well. But do watch out for the 18th to the 19th, when relating with others, or rather should I say relationships, may just feel like harder work. And this is due to Venus flitting across Saturn's degree in the heavens. It doesn't last long, but it may mean that you feel like somebody's giving you some grief, or they're just being obstructive in a personal or professional sense, and maybe you also feel the sting on a financial level as well. Venus rules money. So it may mean that or rather, useful resources like money. So it may mean that you feel that over those 2 days, and you've got to be perhaps on your best behavior for some reason. So it's best to arrange it so that it can, you don't do it during a time when you want to make some kind of major advance, or if you have to, then you've got to just watch your back there, and don't have too high an expectation of appreciation coming at you from others. Do something to be of service, do something which is like a duty, and that is perfect. That's bang on the nail with that one. But with no conditions attached. So you get brownie points in heaven for that one. Now, Mars is in your sort of communication sector, feeling very chatty, but also meaning that you could have a demand on you there from others to meet certain requirements or schedules. Or you need to source information, so it's maybe you needing more energy to get the information that you need, or to deal with the paperwork or the correspondence or whatever it is. It needs decision from you, it needs agreement maybe from others as well, and it needs more energy from you, more perhaps patience, because Mars is not really about patience. In fact, Mars can be a little bit over the top sometimes, and just wants to bulldoze on, forwards. So you might have to just hold back a little bit, and maybe zip it sometimes, because there can be perhaps somebody else who is not up to speed where you are, and you find that annoying. Or their opinions aren't quite the same as yours, and again there can be a conflict there. But it's better to keep lines of communication open than to hold back and just not know what's going on, really, or be fuming about something. But as I say, there can be paperwork, there can be more of that kind of thing, more online stuff, and issues to do with being online, maybe for some of you, and just use the Mars energy here to clarify things, be more decisive, initiate, maybe gather the information, disseminate the information, and be proactive in those sorts of ways. And also you can be very creatively expressive with Mars here, being pretty sort of proactive through media, promotional activity, negotiation type activity, and just speaking up for yourself, really. And education is strongly highlighted there as well. Try not to get too mentally overstretched, try not to get nervy, because that position of Mars can do just that. Now, just a reminder for you earlier Geminians, born 22nd to 25th of May, or with 2 to 5 degrees rising, is that you might not be seeing certain things very clearly at the moment, and you just got to be a bit more selfless, a bit more nurturing to others, working for a common cause in some way. And it fits very well, this particular long transit of Neptune. It fits extremely well in anything to do with spirituality, imaginative work, healing work, medicine, anything to do with boats and the sea, hospitality industry, catering, bar work, charities. So if you've been wondering, what the heck's going on, that might explain it to you. Jupiter is now in a great place. It's in a house of your solar chart which can help you to make money or do well through property or financially until next, at some point until next July. And it means that Jupiter here means that it will help you to prioritize, help you to decide from your being true to yourself, what is your highest priority in these material, practical areas of your life. How can I be true to myself and still make money? How can I be true to myself and do this thing in a way that doesn't make me wince, to put food on the table, or spreading out further, maybe taking a little bit of what you have and spreading it out there, because you know that because with Jupiter here it'll start to grow, but doing it from your inner truth, because Jupiter doesn't deliver so well if you're doing things from ego. And you Geminians born 3rd to 9th of June, or with 13 to 19 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most. Saturn is in a long transit of a service and orientated area into 2015. So you're learning how to be of service, how to work to a structure there, how to work to a structure with your work, with your your mundane everyday chores, tasks that you have to do. Structure is everything for Saturn. Saturn really does deliver on structure and on step-by-step gradual building. Saturn's great at that. So doing things on a regular basis, whether it's being more of service to others or to yourself for your health, or somebody that you're concerned about health-wise, or for your work if it's to do with health, or indeed just for your work, whatever your work is being incremental, is not expecting instant results, learning and applying practical skills, chucking out the ones that just don't suit you, and just getting on with being useful, really. And you Geminians, I know it's not that exciting, but it can be very productive, and get you, once you look over your shoulder, once you get to the other side of this transit, to a place where you're really glad you arrived at. But you know what I mean. You great masters of language or understanding out there, you know what I mean. You'll be glad you did it. That's what I mean. So 27th to the 1st of May, and for 6 to 11 degrees rising. You Geminis are going to feel that the most. Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune are still in Cancer in the sky. In water signs in the sky. Jupiter being in Cancer now, Saturn in Scorpio, and Neptune in Pisces, and working very powerfully, helping you to cooperate with others, to make dreams come true, to make visions a reality, and to help you to get a certain resource, maybe, or to apply a certain talent, which will then perhaps deliver a reward to you in some way. And it can be lucrative, or it can deliver a reward in another kind of way. But you have to hold that clearly enough within you to take confident action, and listen to guidance, listen to your intuition, listen to your gut knowing, and let go of that ego, because it doesn't work so very well with the water energy, and also with where Saturn is at the moment. And do whatever you do, don't let go of your sense of personal integrity and what is true for you, your authentic self. And that's it for September. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, it might help to listen to the forecast for those. Also, if you want to know what's going on with the other slower moving planets, I update their position every month on my website. Sort of like a planet tracker, I suppose, but there's a little bit of writing about it as well. And I'll see you the next time.